I don't want to stop. Is Mark Zammer in here this morning? I see a William. William, good morning. Good morning, Trenty. Is Mark Zammer in here this morning? Is Marky Z here? Is Marky Z here? Well, let me crow for him. Let me crow for him. I know, Ozzy. Okay, I'm gonna crow for. This is Marky Z. I think he works during the day and he watches later on during the show. I think he watches later on. So I want everybody here, oops, to congratulate Marky Z. Let's crow for him. You bunch of peepers. Looks like Mark's got 60 days sobriety. He writes to me every 2 or 3 days to keep me up to date. Like it's my business. So good job to Marky Z. Mark Z. On IG, he's Riffmaster General. Okay? Good job, Marky Z. Congratulations. So while we're here, here we go. Let's pay attention to this. This got me just a little bit. Streety sent this to me. Streety sent this to me, and I wrote back. I go, Streety, you're my friend.
Or the guy that if I ever had a chance to be a friend to somebody, because you don't need 20 friends, you just need 3 motherfuckers and you can take over a country. Okay, that's what we're confused as Americans. We think we need all these motherfuckers. You give me 3 bad motherfuckers and you're finished. You understand me? You're fucking finished. Because we got each other. You know, I promised I would be a friend to people and I would live and die for them. And, you know, when I look at people now, I always look at people sometimes I go, how's that motherfucker gonna feel when I die? Is he gonna be talking shit at my funeral? Or is he gonna squeeze my daughter and come see her every week and give her a call? You know, friendship doesn't come because you're such a nice guy. Either you could have millions of dollars and buy your friends, or you could earn people's friendship. And one way to earn people's friendship is when the peanut butter jar broke, the peanut butter's on the floor, your kid's yelling, you're late for an audition, you're going crazy, and all of a sudden the phone rings and somebody just doesn't want something from you. They just call you and go, hey man, I was thinking about you. Swore to God that if I have...
That's pretty good. A little cussy, but it was good. Joe, who said Joe Diaz is a mess? We're all messes, but we're all working on it. Sounds like he is. He looks like one of those guys that's working on it. So congratulations to that. Little Joey Diaz there. Okay, Uncle Joey. He has, right, Antonio? Yep. Anyways, I like that. You ever call somebody and you don't want anything from them? And you don't even know it's just the perfect time. It's exactly what they needed. It's exactly what they needed. How about security around the house? How about security? Have you ever... Well, this one's for Ted, actually. Actually, this one's dedicated to Ted. I know Ted. I tease the heck out of you, Ted. I love you, bro. Ted is Penny's husband, super handsome guy, has gone to a couple of mush fests. One time at one of the mush fests, she told me, Pops, you don't know how hard it was to get Ted out of the house. I go, why is that? She goes, well, he has that OCD thing where you have to check the locks all the time. Oh, really? Yeah, he gets down to the end of the block. He has to turn around and go back home, check the lock again, take 3 steps out. Oh, geez, I got to check the lock. And all the way. He has one of those check the lock things. And I'm not making fun of him. It's, you work your way through those things. And I love Ted. Ted got out of the house. So obviously, Ted does that. Okay. Penny said, I don't even answer him anymore. Leave him. I'm not starting a fight with you guys. I'm telling Ted I love him. Okay, as I rat him out to the universe. Ted, your little thing is no worse than mine's. My 77, but 76 of them are gone now because I tried. This one's dedicated to Ted. You guys want to see my little video dedicated to Ted? Just in case you're a little bit nervous about leaving the house unattended, but you want it well guarded. Are you one of those? Give me 5 people that get nervous when they leave the house and they want it well guarded. Penny, of course you do. Who is, teeny Ted? You got a little bit of Ted in you. Okay, William. Satter, you got a little Ted in you? Well, you got some Teditis? Ted, I love you, man. Okay. Pacers gets worried. Pacers is like, I check twice, Pops, minimum. Penny, here he is. Okay. Okay. So just the fact that we can joke about it means that it's not debilitating. We're doing it. Let's do this. I also have the Ted, Mr. Biohazard. You have a little Ted. Okay. Was depends on what I ingested. Shut up, Was. Okay, here, we ready? Okay, we ready? I've been a pretty big build-up. It's been a 7-minute build-up. Okay, Bud just turns on his electric fence. He just reaches over and hits the switch. You hear this buzzing noise around the yard. Zzz. I guess he's home. Or no, he's not home. Okay. Here we go. We got to do Ted. Ted, you ready? Oh, gosh. And I bet you there's no doubt in my mind. Who does paintball? Has anybody ever played paintball? Anybody ever shot at paintball? Paintball. Where it shoots a little round pellet and when it hits, it splat turns into paint. Okay, let's do this. Let's combine. Okay, Ted. Ted has. Okay, perfect. I was going to say, Ted, grab your paintball gun. Come with me. Okay, Ted, grab your paintball gun. Come with me. That would be fun, a group of us to go play paintball. Would that not be a lot of fun? That would be street. I want Cleany on my side. Cleany can shoot fast. At least his slingshot. Okay? Here we go. We ready? Okay. Here we go.
Remember when home security meant grabbing a bat and hoping for the best? Well, those days are over. With Sublethal, you don't even have to get off the couch. Sublethal, the remote-controlled defense system that fires solid paintball bullets at intruders. Protect your home with the press of a button, because who needs to break a sweat when you can let technology do the talking? Sublethal, security at your fingertips. Remember when home security meant grabbing a bat and hoping for the best? Well,
you're not even home.
With Sublethal,
he's just
you don't
taking
even have
shots
to
at
get
the
off the couch.
guy. Can you imagine? You think you're breaking in.
That fires
Sister,
solid
you
paintball
think you're
bullets at
breaking in.
intruders. Protect your home with the press of a button, because who needs to break a sweat?
Ted?
You can let technology do the talking. Sublethal, security at your fingertips.
Sublethal.
Remember when home security meant grabbing a bat and hoping for the best?
Sublethal.
Well, those days are over. With Sublethal, you don't even have to get off the couch. Sublethal, the remote-controlled defense system that fires solid paintball bullets at intruders. Protect your home with the press of a button, because who needs to break a sweat when you can let technology do the talking?
I can't even imagine how much fun that would be. You're sitting at work at the office. Hey, wait a minute. What if you just take random shots at the postman? Oh, leave a big old Amazon package out on your porch. Just leave a gigantic Amazon package right on your porch, like almost a free take me. Oh gosh. Oh, who wants one? Give me 5 people that would. If we sent you one, you would mount it. Good morning, Ava. Ava, don't let your dad put one of these up. If we sent you one, we're not going to, but if we sent you one, would you mount it? Would you use it? Like Satter said, I think I want 2. I want one in each corner of the yard. And then you're praying for somebody. You're just, that would suck. You got it up there for like 3 or 4 years. Penny's kid's thrilled to death. He's already getting the stand out. You're so stupid. Why are we being violent this morning? Sublethal. Don't forget it's sublethal. I don't know why I always think of Ted. I love you, Ted, and I hope you know how much I'm teasing you because you're my friend. Seriously, I don't tease a lot of people because I know they take it personal, and then we have butt hurt and all that. There's a few people I don't do butt hurt to. Ted's one of them. Okay, Ted doesn't get butt hurt. I think. Oh gosh. Yeah, be the guardian of the whole apartment, right? It's nerdy. Nerdy. You take turns. You know what I'm talking about? You talk about neighborhood watch. I'd sign up. I'll take my shift. I'd like it to be a late night shift, please. Yep, I'd do it. I'm not even joking. I would do it. Late night shift. Oh, good morning, everybody. I want to show you something. We're going to read an article here. Oh, that was our laugh of the morning. That was my laugh of the morning. Gosh darn it. Before I do a laugh, let's do a couple of where did those sayings come from. You know what's been fun? I've received from 3 or 4 of you now, thank you, saying, hey, Pops, keep doing that origins of old sayings. That's fun. And I'm like, I know it is. I know I like it, so I'm sure glad if I like it that other people do too. Thank you. Let's do a couple, and then I'm going to read you a science and technology thing, something that's exploding across the stage of technology. You think solar power is important? How about this? We did namby-pamby already, okay? We did Peeping Tom. Remember Peeping Tom? Remember Peeping? Remember he peeped at Lady Godiva, the naked lady? We know that one. We know all about Peeping Tom. We pulled wool over each other's eyes with our wigs. We pulled out all the stops. Remember that? The organ at church had all the stops in it. We pulled it all out so it could get a good sound. We did that. What about red herring? What's a red herring? When you fake someone out with a red herring? Where'd that saying come from? I bet you it's something to do with fishing. Red herring. What is it? Why? What the heck's going on with the red herring? It probably has something to do with fishermen, right? They're catching herring. I mean, what? I don't get it. Dangling fish, fly fishing. It's fly fishing. It's putting someone off on the other scent. When you give them a red herring, are you changing the scent? Are you giving them a different direction to go? Huh? There are others so close to right. Poachers and unsavory characters. Doesn't say a thing about fishermen because fishermen aren't unsavory. We're really savory. Poachers and other unsavory characters would drag a herring across the ground where they had just walked to throw off the dog's scent. Herrings themselves aren't red. They turn red by the process of curing. Or dragging them across your path so the dogs don't chase you down. Oh, brother, wherefore art thou? Isn't that interesting? I always thought red herring had something to do with fishing. It has more to do with poaching and trying to get away with it, and you're going to give they went that away. They went that away. Red herringdom. Okay, good morning, Melody. How about this one? Oh, we already did scot-free too. We did shambles. Shambles was the worst one we've done so far. Shambles was, man, don't go to shambles. Whatever happens, stay away from shambles. Okay? How about when you're, oh, how about a spinster? How about a spinster? Poor lady. Spinster. How come we don't make fun of men that are like bachelors for life? How come we don't have a name for them? But we call ladies that are bachelorettes for life, we call them spinsters. It almost sounds demeaning. I don't want to call somebody that. Let me just call them an old. I don't even want to call them an old lady. I want to just call them a single, available, mature woman, right? Spinster just, it sounds old matey, right? Patience, like, oh, pops, it is. I mean, come on, think about it. That poor old lady. Spinster. Real quick, are nuns spinsters? You know what I'm talking about? Nuns, Catholic nuns or whatever. The ones that take a vow and they always wear the hat and thing and they always look like penguins. Are they spinsters? Seriously, would they qualify as a spinster? I'm wondering. Do you think any break the rules, Melody? I've never known one. I'm always afraid. I always think a priest could break a rule, but not a nun. Why is that? Well, I always feel like, yeah, a priest might, break a rule. Nun, never. Never. I don't know why. Nuns are like higher up in my hierarchy. I don't know why. I trust nuns more. But I don't know if they're spinsters. A spinster is very simple. It's an unmarried woman. Boop. Not that you have to be married, trust me. Unmarried woman. That's a spinster. There's a lot of spinsters running around spinning everywhere. However, originally, Sarah, don't you think nuns seem more reliable? Don't you think? I don't know. That's a prejudice that I have to work my way through that because it's a prejudice, and I don't want to be prejudiced. I'll work on that, seriously. Because as I'm saying it out loud, I keep thinking it. I'm like, yeah, I trust nuns more. Have you ever seen a car full of nuns? Like, you're wondering, where are they going? Like they're in an Oldsmobile or something like that. There's 4 of them. Have you ever seen that? You're like driving down the freeway, you look over, zooming by you is a car full of nuns. It's a very rare sight, but you're like, I wonder where they're going. Base. They're only allowed Oldsmobiles. Okay? Wow, Swass thinks they're smuggling something. You're not pulling over a car full of nuns. Spin the wind. I got a joke for you real quick. We'll get back to spinster. Okay? Cops calling into, so see if I can do this without blowing it. All right? Other, who are you? You're funny. Okay. I'm not kidding you. I've seen carfuls of nuns drive by, and I'm like, freaking me out. Check this joke out. So, a cop is calling into his station. He's going, Captain Cap, I don't know what to do. He goes, I just pulled over this car. I need some advice. He goes, what's going on? He goes, well, the driver, I think it's a VIP of some sort. And he says, why? Who's in the car? He goes, is it the mayor? He goes, no, it's not the mayor. Is it the governor? No, it's not the governor. And he goes, no. Okay, well, who is it? Who's driving the car? The guy goes, it's the Pope. And I have no idea who he could be driving. I didn't tell it very good. Could you imagine? I know what the story was. I know what it was. The Pope was driving around in the Pope-mobile. Now I know. Now I'm going to back up and say it again. The Pope's driving around in the Pope-mobile and he gets tired of driving in the back. So he tells his driver, pull over and let me drive. So the driver gets in the back and the Pope gets in the front. Pope speeds away and he gets pulled over. The cop calls in. He says, there's somebody really important in this car. He says, how important? He goes, well, important enough that the Pope's driving him. There it is. Yeah, that would be important. If you pulled over the Pope-mobile and the Pope is driving, yeah, I messed up the whole joke. I knew I'd mess it up. Is the Pope a spinster? Maybe. Think about that, though. You're a cop. You pull over the Pope-mobile and there he is, Pope Francis, sitting there. You're going, Jesus Christ, in Australia better be in the back. That's all I got to say. I took the scenic route on that one, RX. Is the Pope a spinster? No, he's not an unmarried woman. He's an unmarried man. Originally, a spinster was simply a woman who made her living by spinning wool on a spinning wheel. Duh. However, it was so common for single women to support themselves this way that by the 18th century, spinster became synonymous with a middle-aged, unmarried woman. There were so many of them out there. They didn't have it. That's the only way they could. They were like secretaries. It was the secretary job of the 1700s and 1800s. Interesting, right? How about a square meal? I'd like 3 square meals, please, per day. When I went in the service, I remember telling them, telling the recruiter, telling my mom, we're going to give them 3 square meals a day. This is probably the first time in my whole life I actually ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Not because my parents wouldn't feed us, but I never had the discipline to sit down and eat 3 meals a day and let it build your body the way it will if they're good, balanced meals, etc. Square meal. Where did the word square meal come from? Anybody have any idea? Most people think it came from British sailors who ate off of square plates. I'll buy that one. Sounds like a good one to me, right? You would have It says, there's a popular myth that this saying comes from the time when British sailors ate off of square plates. Okay, square meal, square plate. In reality, the phrase began in California in the 19th century, and it simply meant you were getting a good meal for your money, such as the phrase fair and square. Later, the saying made its way to Britain. Californians started it. That's a fair and square meal. I'm tired of saying the fair part, so I'm just going to say the square part. Nerdy, we didn't know that, did we? We didn't know they dropped off half of the phrase. What if you start from scratch? How much does that have to do with chickens? Isn't that what you feed a chicken, scratch? It's kind of a food mix of a little bit of gravel and ground up corn and meal and stuff. It's called chicken scratch. So if you're starting from scratch, you basically are so poor that you eat chicken scratch. Does anybody believe Pops just told you the truth? Is that where the saying really came from? You're so poor, you have to start, you're eating chicken scratch. Don't they call it? Oh, no. Billy's saying, Balderdash. Balderdash, I'm not playing with you, Bill. Is Pops telling you a balderdash or a truth? Is he baldering your dash? Anytime I ask, you know I already am. Okay? I'm baldering your dash right there. Start from scratch. The phrase comes from the days when a line was scratched in the ground for a race. The racers would start from scratch. Racers starting from scratch. Good morning, Savage Gaming. Somebody throw a donut at Savage Gaming. He's saying it's his first time here. We started from scratch. Tomorrow we're going to do more things. We're going to do swan songs and straight and narrows and swinging the lead and taking it back and taking somebody under your wing. And we're going to do some more. Not tomorrow, Tuesday, next Tuesday. You guys good with that? You guys good with that? Thank you, Savage. Savage, when you first come here, we give you donuts. We don't care what you do with them. We really don't. They're yours. Okay. Just hold on to one or two so you can give one away one of these days to somebody new. How about through thick and thin? We're going to want to know what that means. Throwing down the gauntlet. It's not what you think. Give me 5 people that want to hear more sayings next week. We can do this a little more next week. Give me 5 people. Say, Pops, let's do a little more this week, but we know you have that article you want to read. Pacers, that's good. These are great. And if you look how much we're learning, we think we're smart. We think we're all know. Oh, of course, I use that saying all the time. I start from scratch. I mean, I eat chicken food. Oh, it's a race? It has, okay. Yeah, well, that's what I meant. I do racing. Okay, I love it. I love learning. And I hope I pass some of my passion to learn, excuse me, along to you guys. What is this? We're going to learn a little more right now. We ready? What is this? Smarty Pantsers? What is this? Shawanda, good morning, Shawanda. What is this, you guys? What do you think that is? Some of you are going to know immediately. Some of you are going to go, I have no idea. Penny, do you use your pulverizer with this? Savage, brand new here, and he's telling us that it's a nose hair trimmer. Oh, that was the line above you. Sorry, Savage. Wind turbine for electric generator. Renewable energy. It's a wind turbine. You guys are smart. You guys are really smart. Was. RX says, I think it's an outdoor grinder, Pops. You guys are really smart. It's exactly what it is. It's a silent wind turbine. Let me talk about those for just a second. There's a company in, I believe it's Norway, Netherlands. It's in the Netherlands. Of course, Netherlands, think about it, Holland, all the windmills, they were using wind power for centuries over Holland, Netherlands, through the Nordic regions. They were using wind power for centuries. And here, what they've come up with, and it's really new technology. We've had the technology of windmills and wind turbines for a long, long time, obviously. But it's the silence of them. It's the fact that they have so low a decibel signature that's turning these things into, according to the new business forecasts, these silent wind turbines are going to far outpace solar power panels. Far outpace. They're far more energy efficient. They gather more and they take up less space to use than solar panels. Solar panel is pretty, it may be difficult, especially for a younger generation, to think of the Netherlands as a heavy industrial powerhouse, highly dependent on fossil fuels. Until the 1970s, pollution due to a large number of cars and emissions from natural gas and coal-fired power plants fueled a thriving chemical industry in the Netherlands. Air pollution became such a big problem that they, as a company, as a country, focused on renewing their energy, going back to their old ways of windmills. Wind energy is one of the most widespread renewable energy sources worldwide, especially in Europe. However, traditional wind turbines required large tracts of land with gigantic blades that generated a negative visual impact, posed a risk to birds, and prevented the use of the lands that the turbines were on. They were also creating a certain decibel signature that was keeping certain wildlife out of the range of them. They were actually, they were hearing frequencies that our brain, our ear doesn't hear. And they were like, yeah, I'm avoiding that area. So we were creating like deserts of wildlife in our different wind farms. That is why the aim is to reduce the size and increase the efficiency. This design exploits weaker and more erratic winds, especially those that flow closer to the ground, especially those that flow between buildings in urban environments. One such example, developed by a Scottish company, is the Liam F1 silent wind turbine. With the helical design, this silent wind turbine has a diameter of, listen to this, 1.5 meters. That's not, what's 5 feet wide? A diameter of 5 feet. That's not that big. You can put it in the back of your truck. It weighs no more than 100 kilograms, 220 pounds. Its design allows it to move automatically according to where the air speed is coming from. It senses that, and readjusts itself to get its most accurate, efficient wind flow. Previously, most turbines are set at, we calculate that this is the area that the wind comes from mostly, but they're a set design. Adding these features and eliminating CO2 emissions and reducing consumption from the electricity grid, the new self-generator has the self-capacity to generate electricity with up to 88% of the wind that it receives. 88% of the wind that it receives turns into energy. The other 12% is what it took to turn it into energy. These, I'm reading more and more about them. And I just thought it would be interesting to bring up to a group here that's more interested in nature. And I'm not making political statements here by any means. I'm just, the more you look into this, the more excited I can be about even alternate fuel and energy systems. And of course, it blows my mind to see how smart these people, these scientists and engineers are, and what they're coming up with. The European Union's ongoing efforts to develop and implement renewable energy production systems has allowed us to decarbonize our electricity grids, greatly reduce our CO2 emissions. In fact, according to recent reports, they are said to have even produced as much energy as the solar panels in Europe. Wind power in Europe is becoming as much used now, it's soon to take over. The thrust of the article is that wind energy is going to take over solar power. Solar power is not actually that cheap. The panels themselves to set it up, and you need really big panels to really power something up. They have two different models available. They have a model that generates 100 watts of power, and they have a model that generates 500 watts of power. I'm not doing it by any means, but is this something somebody out there would buy? I would. I'm not even telling you guys about our plans for next year about the property and stuff. This sounds like a really good idea. Spook says, no, it's a scam. Okay, so that's a perception. How much do you think you should have to pay for one? How much do you think you should have to pay for the 500 watt guy? Cleanie, you should be on it, honestly. And your system over there, you pay for it once, and it's going to generate all that power for you? How much do you think you should have to pay for one of these units? Just give me a I had a ballpark figure, and I was wrong. What do you think the ballpark figure is? Derek Anderson saying they're about 15 grand, 25K, 200 grand. Walls goes 500 US dollars. According to this article, that is not AI generated, by the way, they're around $2,200. $2,200. There's a lot of here this morning. Good morning. So I thought that was something interesting. Pace, honestly, I don't think come up with $2,200 isn't easy. But for an initial outlay, let's say another cost you another $800 to set everything up and blah, blah, blah. For $3,000 and you got energy forever. And the best part about it, they're saying, the very, very best part is it truly is silent. The decibel signature on it is less than 45 decibels, and it doesn't drive birds and the wild animals away. They still hang around. Yeah. So I thought that was, I don't know, I was reading like I do, and I ran across this article and I said, if there's anybody that should know about this, it's the bee nature community. I think it would behoove us to know that, see, the other part of it is, and I'm not being political again, Americans think we're the only country. We tend to be very insulated, insular, and don't see the worldwide view there that often. And when you look into it, we're finding out the whole European continent and all of the countries there are diving deep into this and leaving us sort of in the turbine dust. So pretty, it gives me a sort of a wake-up call on stop being so American, stop being so American. Understand that our view and our way is not the only way and often not the best. So we have this human mind that's fertile. We're on page 28 in our book, The Four Agreements. We're going to spend about 15 or 20 minutes on this. And we've been talking about what can we plant in that mind. And I've been coaching and preaching here. Use your instrument, the most powerful instrument that you have. Use it only to plant good seeds. Anything that you say out loud isn't going to plant. Sometimes it doesn't plant in your mind. Do you know how fertile our children's minds are? We grow stuff that wasn't even planted, or the parent didn't intend it. Back to mine. My big one from PTSD childhood. My brother's name's Tim. They would say, Tim's so handsome. And Chris is so smart. You know what got planted in my fertile brain ready? Oh, I'm smart. But I'm ugly. My brother got the opposite. Literally, we found out when we were 30 and 33 when we compared notes. My brother grew up thinking, I'm pretty handsome, but I'm dumb. And our parents never once said, you're dumb. They just didn't say you're smart. To the fertile little brain that had it heard he was smart, would have passed his captain's examination 10 years earlier. But once we convinced him, no, you're smart, he went straight into the oral exam, and next thing you know, walks out captain bars. Our human mind is very, very fertile. And we can even reprogram it. We can start out believing we're dumb and find out that we're not. We could start out thinking we're really ugly, fat, unacceptable. You know what? Those are all words that the culture gave us. They're not words that came from inside you. Those are all labels you choose to wear at this point in your life. It was pasted on you, I agree. It was pasted on you. You don't have any, someone put it on there. But you've been looking in the mirror for the rest of your life going, see that label? You know what? I took the label off. I didn't like that label. Watch out at what you label people. Lotion. Watch out how you label people. I mean it. And then the most important person you label is who? I try to do it here every day. And some people walk away going, oh, that guy sure isn't very humble. I don't try to be humble. It's not one of my goals. Humility comes as a result of being kind. But if that's your goal, then you're not really being humble. You're being filled with pride to be humble. That doesn't make any sense. We're back to the example of Hitler. He sent out all those seeds of fear, and they grew very strong. And they beautifully achieved massive destruction. Molly, that's beautiful. A label is for a container, not a person. Boop. Nope, wrong one. Whoops, wrong one. Wait. That was a good one. That was a good one. If you're going to label anything, label yourself. If you're going to label anything, label yourself and label it with nothing but positive, affirming things. That's the only words that should ever come out of your mouth about yourself. How can I respect you and love you if you don't respect and love yourself? If you're going to sit around and tell me that you're a loser, then I'm going to come over to your house and go, hey, loser, how you doing? Oh, by the way, I'm not coming over very often because I don't hang around losers. If you're sitting around and going, you know what? I'm winning. I'm going to hang around you a little bit more. It is we have not been taught how to be in love with ourselves. We've been taught, barely put up yourself, don't be quite satisfied, keep pushing to the top, and one of these days you'll never get there. Get where? Get where? I just want to be here. We forget about the here part as we're spending our time going there. Some whacked thinking planted in us by the matote. Fog. And yet when we talk about it, it sounds really silly, doesn't it? It's because the fog lifts when we talk about it. There's power. We manifest the lifting of fog. We say, wow, I get it now. Matote. That's the Toltec word for chaos or fog or confusion, complete confusion. Seeing the awesome power of the word, we must understand what power comes out of our mouths. You create yourself. We always, at a certain point, I'm no longer being created by the programs of my youth. I'm no longer. And for me, I have a line in the sand of my own biography, and it's the day I got out of a rehab. And that didn't mean I didn't go back and do this and do that and slip here and mess up there. But it was the day I got out of a rehab. I'm 30 years old. And I said, I can't keep blaming my dad. I can't keep blaming my childhood. I can't. I drug over that. I medicate over that. I recognize now all of that, and I forgive it all. I really do. I forgive it. I don't hold on to one bit of that. Dad, you're free. Dad, it's not your fault. Dad, you didn't do everything perfect, but I know you did your best. Dad, you're free. So am I now. Now I get to go become the real me, the one I want to be. Now I get to go. Now I get to grow. Because I'm not stuck as a 13-year-old kid still throwing fits. doing drugs and not emotionally advancing, maturing. And that's what we have to do. We have to get, once we're past that, man, it's growth time. And then I spent the next 20 years in a different kind of growth, and one that's like, yeah, it helped save me from, and it helped keep me sober, but it was spiritually poisoning. Because for me to live in that environment, I had to pretend I didn't have to, but I chose to be a hypocrite. And you flourish in that environment if you're a hypocrite. You rise right to the top. The better a hypocrite you are, the faster you go. And then boom, you get 50. And I lived 30 years as a broken, mentally diseased, and the next 20 as a hypocrite. How am I going to spend my last 20? Well, I got to change my thinking. I have to change the words that I use. So I got involved in some neuro-linguistic programming. Change the way my brain thinks. The words that it uses to describe things. And then I get into now I'm 60, and all of a sudden, the mushroom cultivation community I get involved in. And that's it. I've been on the mushroom cloud for the next 6 years now. I literally have 3 lives. I have one from when I was 30, 0 to 30, one when I was 30 to 60, and now I'm on my 3rd life. And it's filled with honesty. It's filled with an attempt on a regular basis to lift myself up. Not expect you to lift me up because of the phoniness that I pretend I am. Oh, look at how wonderful. Look at his car. God, he must be rich. Look at the. I wanted everybody to keep my score. You guys kept my score. I allowed you to. I gave you my scorecard. I gave you the pen. I'd come around and go, what did I get for that one? How much did I do good on that one? What a creep. That's a mind fertile to be hurt. Because I'm not even keeping my own score. You give me a bad score, oh, give me a good score, hey! None of it was internal. I gave you the power. I gave you my power. I gave my dad my power. I gave my priests and my teachers. But I take it back. The minute I know I'm giving you power, I take it back. Because we still do that. There's still people out there, oh God, I just love this guy, man. I want him to think I'm cool. So you do something to impress him. And you realize, I got to take my power back. That was about me trying to impress someone. What a goofball. And fix it quick and move on. My brain's the type that I would dwell on that for a long time. And the next thing you know, I'm like, really, I got to do something because I'm not thinking straight. The think straight card comes from inside. Comes from forgiving the past. It comes from checking out of all that stuff. Don't give it the power. Oh, Jennifer, then you repeat it and you do it again and then you do it again and then you do it again. And the next thing you know, you start calling yourself weak. Well, I must have terrible willpower. Do you know how weak I felt? I'm a strong-ass Marine, and I'm on the Marine Corps rugby team, and I'm one of the studliest guys out. And inside, I felt weak. I joined the Marine Corps because I wanted you to not see how weak I felt. I got in the toughest sport you could play because I didn't want you to think I was a weakling, that I was scared. And I didn't know that. I didn't know I was doing it then and why. But I know now. And I don't have to ever go there again. I don't have to join anything to prove to anybody how strong I am. I'm just strong. I'm strong because I practice. I'm strong because I'm changing. I'm strong, you know why? Because I'm really good at casting spells on myself. I have cast a spell on myself. The spell of you're a good guy. The spell of, you know what? Everything you did got you where you are now. Keep doing it. The spell of you're not trying to make up for the past. You're just trying to live now correctly. That automatically makes up for the past. If I'm trying to make up for the past, then I'm not living for now. But if I'm living really well now, it automatically makes up for the past. It says, well, he went through all that to get there. It's worth it. It's worth every frickin' pain prick. Cast spell on myself. And then know what I do? I got to be honest. I try to cast spells on everybody around me. It's a little Mr. Magician over here. I try to cast spells on you guys. Did you know that? I'm over here casting. I'm not, there's no boiling cauldron. There's no eye of newt. There's no mix. There's no dolls with needles sticking out of them. No. You know how I'm casting my spells? How am I casting my spells? No wart on the end of the nose. No black cats. How am I casting my spells? Niffer said it. With words. With words. By being honest, by telling you guys. By everything you feel is coming out of me is directed to you because I care about you. I really, really do. I care. I care because I can care about myself now. I mean that. Before I didn't care about you, I cared about what you cared about me. Do you see the difference? When you care about someone or you care about what you care about me. And I've learned that. I've learned how strong my words are. I've learned how powerful they are. I've hurt a lot of people with them. I've destroyed a lot of stuff. That's how I know how powerful they are. I also know how powerful they are because I've built a lot of bridges. I've built a lot of stuff. A lot of great stuff has come from the same place. Man, if I'm not proving to myself on a day-to-day basis how powerful my words are, then I'm not paying attention. Pay attention. Pay attention what your words are. They're so powerful. You're casting spells on everyone around you, you first. Do you want to spell a peace and prosperity and goodness and kindness in your home? You're in charge of that. Do you want to come home to chaos and matote? Go ahead and call her a bitch. Get pissed off at her for something she did a year ago. Go ahead. Or bring home flour. One that you picked out of the yard. Just tell her, honey, is there anything I can do for you today? I mean it. That's it. You say that once a day to each other. Is there anything I can do for you today? No, honey, I can't think of it. Is there anything I can do for you? Boom. Now your minds are fertile. Bitch. Bastard. You're an asshole. Remember when you pooped in the basement? There's a lot of power there, isn't there? Which spell are we casting? Which spell are you casting? Which spell are you casting? We cast spells with our opinions. You didn't ask my opinion, but I'm going to cast a spell in here with it. Oh, John's, I'm not kidding you. Have you ever cast that spell, though? Have you ever cast an angry spell on someone? Have you ever cast the you're an idiot spell on someone? How's it feel now thinking about what you did? Have you ever cast you're the most incredible person in my whole life? Have you ever cast that spell on someone? Makes it feels better, but it doesn't usually last. Because then you go back to the other spells. Can you imagine if you don't have to have that feeling at all? Just don't cast the spell. Ever cast idiot spell on yourself? Well, yeah, heck yeah. You're the first idiot. Until you're not an idiot anymore. Until I could never call myself an idiot, because if I did, I'd hear it. And if I start hearing it, I'm going to start believing it. And next thing you know, I'm going to stop learning, I'm going to stop growing, and I'm going to actually start acting like an idiot. I know that now. I know that. People think, oh, this is wordsmithing, this is new age thinking, it is, our word is our power. We are the only animal on the planet that has the power of the word. I wonder why. I wonder how we got so strong as a species that of course, we ended up destroying the planet. But how do we take over every other living creature on the whole planet? The ones bigger and stronger than us, could run faster than us, could hunt better than us, smell better, see better, all the physical attributes, better than us. How'd we be the ones to take over? This thing right here. This thing yelling out, hey, Woz, I think it's in the bush over there. Send it this way. We started hunting together. We started hanging out together. The power of the word. And then what will you do with the same word? We destroyed our planet. Destroyed it. It's on the way down. I don't know about the whole planet, but we're definitely reaching a different age. On the news this morning, this summer, hottest summer in the history of mankind, recorded history. Last year was the hottest. This year broke last year's record. It's 2 years in a row. Hottest. No reason for it to slow down. No, FS, it's not regional. It's global. It's a global fact. We can ignore them if we want. We can call them conspiracies if we want. And we can also look at a thermometer. Power of our words. Power of our words. Every human is a magician. And we can either put a spell on someone with our word, or we can release them from a spell. That's the part we never really think about, the releasing part. That's the part I did to my dad when I was 30. I remember having my own personal ceremony. It was extremely emotional. And it was like, from now on, when I talk about my dad, I'm not going to say he didn't do or he didn't. I'm going to admit that he was doing the best he could. That's it. That's what I got for him. It's what I have for him. And with that spell, I release him. I release him for all responsibility. I'm completely, as of that day and every day forward, I'm completely responsible for all of the choices I make. My dad's been gone a long, 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 long time. He stopped making choices for me when I was about 15 years old. He wouldn't have made some of the choices I made for myself. Trust me. But we hold on to these things. And we forget to release. We forget our spells of release. Don't forget that. Is there somebody that you need to release in your life today? Would you be healthier if you released, if you cast a spell of release? They don't even need to know it. My dad didn't even know it. He was already gone. But I know it. I'm healthier for it. Give me 5 people that say, there's somebody in my life I could release. There's something in my life. It doesn't have to be a person. It could be a thing. But there's people that you need to release. I can guarantee that. If we looked at it, we could find 3 or 4. Man, you could do a spell of release on this one and you'd be a lot better off. It's going to fertile your mind for space for the better spells. Right, Molly? During our domestication, I'm almost done for today. We have to learn to release people too. Who's the first person we release? My dad. No. The first person I released was me. That's why I was in a rehab. Get it? Oh, I'm starting to get it now, Pops. Oh, I get it. Did you cast another spell on yourself? A negative? Yeah, I did. But it didn't last as long. Each one lasts less long the more I recognize what I'm doing. Now, I'm almost to the point I'm not doing it. I'm not going to cast that spell. I know those words. I know what's going to happen. I'm not poking the pin in that doll. I know what's going to happen. I'm saving that space to give away to something good. I'm saving these words to be something kind. Can you imagine? I just thought of this. Can you imagine if there was a counter? A clicker counter thing. And somewhere in the universe, somebody's got a clicker. Okay? And it's on how many words you get to say before you die. That it get to come out of your human form. Click, there one another one. On Pops, it's like every morning, click, 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 click. How many words do I get? How many are on my counter? Can you imagine if I knew the amount? Can you imagine if I knew the amount available to me on my counter, and once they ran out, true heart, you would cherish them, right? Each and every one. I would jealously guard them. They would be pure. I can't say it unless it's a pearl of wisdom. I'm not spending it on that. Can you imagine that? Word clicker. Once in a while, think about that. Are you using up your word clicker right now? We'll pick up more on this next week because we're going to have to get into more about domestication, something about opinions and gossip we're going to talk about, and then we're going to move straight into the more impeccability of our word. But I love this subject so much because it is the foundational subject. The truth is, we're spellcasters. When you recognize how powerful you are, well, not me, I'm one of the weak ones. No, you're weak because of your power. You've taken your power and turned yourself into a weakling. You took that power and told yourself you have no willpower. I don't have any more willpower than you do. I don't have any more ability than, everyone has different abilities. I don't have any, I'm not better than anybody that wants to cast a good spell. I'm not a better spellcaster. I can't out spellcast you if you try. You can't outcast me either. Let's try. Huh, Nif? Let's try to good spellcast each other today. I don't know if I want to pick Niffy. She might beat me. I don't know how to end this week, except to ask you guys to practice. Practice with using this thing. You know those relationships that you have that are a little on the weak side? Think of what kind of spells you're casting in them. I didn't ask you to think about what kind they're spending on you. We don't care. It's not about what people are doing to us. It's about what we're doing, A, to ourselves, and B, to them. Impeccable doesn't say, I'll only treat other people good that treat me good. That isn't what impeccable says. If you've got somebody that it's bothering you so much because they're not treating you good, avoid, remove, go away, be polite. But only cast good spells. So give me 5 people, 10. Give me 10. There's 74 of us still here. Give me 10 people. 10 people who are going to work hard this week. Practice. You're not working hard. I take that back. See, that's a neurolinguistics program. You're going to work hard. That makes it sound like it's going to be tough. You're not going to work hard. You're just going to practice. You're going to practice. See how we do that to ourselves? You're going to work hard. No, you're not. You're just going to practice. You're going to practice casting more good spells than bad spells. Deal? Deal? Just no work at it. Just practice. See, you got to watch. Our little slippery little minds. Next thing you know, a bunch of people are going, I'm not doing it. You have to work hard at it. Forget it. No. We don't work hard at anything here. We just practice. Give me a number between 1 and 50. I'm going to send somebody a 7-gram supplement package. Give me a number between 1 and 50 to close out the week. 7 grams I'm going to send somebody. Who am I sending it to? Give me a number between 1 and 50. You can put up to 3 numbers on your line at one time. Give me a number between 1 and 50. You can put up to 3 of them on your line at one time. I want to send somebody a 7-gram package to close out this beautiful week and to thank you guys for being here. Give me somebody. I'm still looking for the number. I haven't seen it on my screen yet. Okay. I just saw it go by, but I sent him something last week. I'm going to wait for somebody else on that one. Okay, we're going with Healthy Green. Mike Barabal, I saw you say it. But Mike, I think I just sent you something last week. I'm going to send this one to Healthy Green. Healthy Green. He said 41. And by golly, by gosh, it was a 41. Thank you, Mike Barabal, for being understanding. Healthy Green has never received anything from us before. So you can feel like you're part of giving that to him, Mike. Okay? Thank you. A healthy green, what you'll want to do is you'll want to write to me at the DetroitMushLab.net. That's it right there, the DetroitMushLab.net. Scroll to the bottom of that site. There's an email contact for me. Contact me at that email, sending me your address, and I'll get this package sent to you. Okay? And Mike, thank you. Thank you. I didn't mean to just be rude or anything, but I think I sent a book and a package of something to you last week. Okay? You guys go have a beautiful, beautiful, wonderful day, weekend. Practice. Being impeccable. Practice using words that are going to do nothing but grow people, including yourself. Healthy green. Make sure that you're 18 years old and that you're living in the United States. So I want to make sure that you're 18 and that you're living in the United States so I can send that to you without a lot of drama. Okay? So this weekend, we're moving. This weekend, we'll be doing a big reset and get ourselves up and running. Maybe 5 or 6 bags left from the old spot. So we're extremely busy this weekend. You won't see a lot of me. But by next week, that site should be set up. And then we'll have a cycle going and get back into business. Okay? So, have a great day, you guys. Again, have a great week. And please, please, please practice using our words, understanding what the power of our words are, and using them with kindness and goodness. Have a great weekend, Cleanie and Joe D's and Waz and Denim. Go to the website, Denim. Clean Grow and Other Restraint. Good job, releasing Mom. Good job. Releasing's extremely healthy. Niffy, have a great weekend. Thank you. Yiggers, Durzel, go to my website, the DetroitMushLab.net. Mr. Marmar's Healthy Green. Melody, City, have a great weekend. Tell hi to your mom. Greenie and Other Restraint. And Satter. And Cleanie and Jennifer Garcia. Jennifer G, I'm glad to see you here. Carlotta, Hair Care. Glad to see you, Carlotta. Dark Star, True Heart. Thank you, my dear. Derek Anderson, Jolie the Pretty One. Joshua, see you next week. Your hat should be here Tuesday, and then I'll mail it to you. Clean Grow, Trenty, Carlotta, yeah. Joe and Edward, Enormous. And Jacob G and Mike Baraball and Molly. Thank you, Molly. You can be over 19, yes. Michael Patterson, Sean T, and Kimberly, and Jonathan K. Allday, Mr. Marmars, Notorious, Deborah, you are my pearl. Paige, have a great weekend, thank you. Billy D, and Pops, peace, practice. Hags, there you are. I haven't seen you in I feel like a coon's age, whatever that is. We have to look that up. Where'd that saying come from? Pops, peace. See you guys later. Practice.